look to you once more to return peace and prosperity to the nation. Will you take up the mantle of greatness? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
One can only hope. Welcome to Civilization 5. So when selecting a civilization, the first thing you need to know is that each civilization have bonuses. Like here is England's bonuses, +2 on movement, and receives one extra spy. They have the longbowman and the ship of the line. So this is their advantages. Each civilization will have their own, so pick the one that will suit your playstyle the best. I've gone with England because it's the one civilization I know the best. As a rule though, I have started playing it on random so that because I don't know the other civilizations and their benefits, their bonuses, it mixes it up, makes it more of an interesting play. But for this one I've gone with England because I know them. So here we are. And the first thing I'm going to do is what am I going to do? As a rule, when you first start, the game tries to place you in a position where the starting resources is sufficient or adequate, meaning exactly the same as sufficient, but anyway, basically is a good starting point for you straight off the bat, so you don't have to move around. A lot of players would say you can move 1 or 2 spaces and maybe put yourself in a position that's more beneficial to you. Like for example, where I am, I have access to the fish, the silk, 2 ivory and some wheat, and then there's nothing over here, and your cities will expand 3 hexes out, or 3 tiles out. So I would basically, there's nothing, although I would get food from here, I'm not going to get as much food as I could if I moved my city a bit further inland. The other benefit to moving is I could move here, and that would give me production bonus straight off the bat. I think it's 2 food, 2 and 2 hammers straight off the bat, which means that I can pump out things that little bit quicker in the beginning. Or I could jump over to here and hope that there's more stuff around here. Some people would say don't settle your capital on a coast, because mid to late game you're more vulnerable to being attacked from the sea, especially late game when you have battleships and they have and the nuclear subs, and you know, for me, the ship of the line with the ability to fire 3 tiles in, that means I can sit out of range of the city and fire in, but I have to first get that promotion, or go allow for that promotion. So, but for this game, we're just going to settle where we are. We're not going to move. We're just going to say, yeah, that's a good spot. So we'll found the city there. Some mountains here which are good for setting up mines on, increase production, and we've got access to fish straight away. So in 5 turns our capital will level up, and it'll be come to population, which basically this number means is how many tiles my civilization can work. And if we look in here and open up this side, we can see we're working 1 tile. You always work the tile that you're on. That doesn't count as being 2 tiles that you're working. So you ignore the tile that the capital or the city's founded on, and all the tiles around are the ones that your population will be working on. So in this case I'm working on 1 tile, which they're working here. I can change that. I can drop them on this one and go, no, I don't care about growing, I want to pump out things a little bit quicker, and we'll see how that works in a sec. The other thing that you start off with is one military unit. In this case it's the warriors. They have a movement of 2 and a strength of 2. Unlike the workers and settlers, though, these can fight. The workers and settlers cannot, and sadly they are also affected by rough terrain. So if I moved these warriors into the forest, thought I heard something. If I moved these warriors into the forest, both turns would be consumed. But if I moved them down to here, they would move down to there because there's no rough terrain between. However, I could happily move up to here and then across the river onto the mountain, and that would still count as being one move. But if the river was next to me and I went across it, it would consume both turns because the river is considered as rough terrain as well. So now that movement is out of the way, we're going to move these down to here and get an idea of what's in this area. And the first thing we're going to produce here is a scout, and it'll take 4 turns. So let's see if we can, how much we can reduce that by. 1 turn. Is it worth it? Early on, yes. Now, research, I tend to go by what I've got within the immediate area. So I would need calendar to be able to do this. I need trapping to be able to work these 2 tiles. I don't need farming because you start off with the ability to make farms. I need mining to further improve the production of this city. So for me, I'm going to go with I'm going to go this way. A lot of players might go with the Great Library, push towards that, because then they get 1 free tech, which means that they can, get that 1 extra push further up. Some people will go with archery straight away so they can defend because the barbarians or other civilizations that might be nearby. I'm confident though. The score sheet, it's more of a reference. It doesn't represent too much. The one that you need to pay attention to is this one. Currently I'm ranked first in everything because, well, I've founded my city and the AI haven't had their turns yet. This will fluctuate as the game progresses. Your land will decrease or increase depending on where you sit within that rank, and it's between 1st and 12th because there's 11 AI rather. Same with the military and approval, etc. So this is more of a, if you're up towards the top half of the points system, then you can pretty much say that you are either more powerful than or more advanced than those around you, or on that down within that sheet, or that you're not too far behind, but you're there or thereabouts equal, if not more superior. If you're down this end of the scale though, then you might want to consider seeing what's wrong. And this does not take into account military size and land and all. It might actually take into account land, I'm not sure, but it definitely doesn't take into account military size. But things like religion will boost this up. So founding a pantheon and then a religion, teching through all the research. Each one I think adds 4. certain structures will affect this, like wonders will be a big benefactor towards your score. The amount of cities that you own will do so. Every time you found a city, you'll jump up in points, and so on and so forth. I think luxuries also count to it. Don't go, don't quote me on that, but I'm sure that they do. To be honest, as long as I'm within the top 4, I'm content. Obviously, I like to be first, but the top 4, fourth minimum. You know, anything below that, then I start wondering what's going wrong. And before we move on, this is for science. I'm making 4 points towards science per turn, which will affect this. So it costs 27 science, so every turn 4 comes off. 3 gold per turn, 14 happiness per turn, 335 is what I need before the next golden age, which boosts income or gold, happiness and production. And I think it also boosts cultural. I'm not sure about that. To be honest, I don't really pay much attention to what's up here throughout the game. I just glance at it and it's like, okay, it's going in the right direction. I've never done a cultural victory, but this does affect your policies and how fast you can unlock new policies. And as I said, cities can move 3 tiles out, 1, 2, 3. I'll get the fish over here, and I'm going to leave the hexes on so you can get a better idea of distance between things. Religion, you build a shrine and other religious buildings, and that will add points per turn towards religion, which, as you can see, 6 is required to found a pantheon. Some people would go with a shrine almost straight away and not scout, or use just their warriors to scout. But there are goodies out there, little goodie huts, ruins that you can get stuff from, so hopefully we come across a couple of them before we meet any problems like barbarians or other civilizations. So this isn't by any means a tutorial either, but you can take into it and learn a bit. As you can see, moved into rough terrain, all of our moves have gone. And we've got some marsh here, that will also take all of your turn, unfortunately. But what this does is it gives me a defensive barrier from any land units coming this way. The only units that can get across here is mounted units, scouts and whatnot, where they can move to 2 or more tiles per turn. All foot soldiers have to move 1. So we have now produced our scout. We'll go with a worker because we want to be able to improve our tiles and get that get this improving a bit faster, growing rather. Scouts, as I said, don't get affected by the terrain. Even though these are foot units, they still can move to across rough terrain because they're lightly equipped. Oh shoot, I forgot I haven't got cycle unit on. By default you'd have auto cycle, and I don't have that on, so I've just wasted a turn with the scouts, but it's good. And we found our first barbarian camp. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Founding one of your social policies. I never go with these. You can if you want. This one will just increase your points per turn and religion benefactors. This one will just increase your military and whatnot. Liberty will increase, your city, and tradition is basically a mixture. And I always go tradition first, then I'll go liberty, and then I tend to go science afterwards, or rationalism, aka science, as you can see. If I build culture up fast enough, then I will go for something else. But as a rule, it's normally just these three. So we'll move on and get our warriors to move away from the barbarian hut. Maybe I should turn... oh, there's a goody hut. In fact, I will. Because it's not going to make much of a difference right now. Auto cycle. And what that does is it just automatically cycles. When this is finished, it'll move to the warriors. Settlers, awesome. The goody huts can give you an advanced unit, so your unit will upgrade to another unit. These tend to become archers. A settler, as you can tell. Workers, they can give you a tech. They can give you the useless one, which reveals some of the map. And a mixture of things, but because we haven't scouted enough yet, I'm going to have the settler move back, because I don't have anywhere that I wish to set up a... oh look, there's another one, to set up a city. So we'll get these to go here, and we get a population increase. So now London's 2, even though the it's not actually able to feed, the food isn't in a plus status, but we don't need to worry about that just yet. So, well, that's all pointless down there, so we'll get these guys to come up to here and see what's over this way. As it's saying now, you can find a city over here, that it would be a decent spot. We have salt here, luxury good, and we have cattle. I'm content with not setting up over there just yet. I'd rather see what else there is around. Oh, okay, you can go and work on the farm and build a farm here, which will then increase, basically add another food to that tile. Because I normally would go with a settler by now, we've already got one, so I'll go with the monument, which will increase our culture per turn. And that's obviously all coast there. I think what we'll do is we'll go up that way and see if there's anything of interest up that way, and maybe take our warriors over this way, because it's probably all coast over there. Jungle tiles, they're good for research points if they're unmodified, so if you haven't built anything over them. Get another one of them. Hang on, I want this guy to go that way. And we have nothing else to build just yet. Maybe another scout. Oh, we've got 2 goody huts right here. That's good news. And we've got another one down there. Basically, I think this is just military. Yeah, military power. Not too fussed about it. No, we didn't find a goody hut down here. Advanced weapon, so you guys can go that way. What did they, yeah, so they became archers, so that's a bonus. They can move across the land and I don't want another scout though. We'll go with another worker, and what we'll do is we'll take this off production and we'll throw it onto... We'll throw it on this tile, because that's been produced anyway, being worked on anyway. Now that we have this, we could go with the mining, or we could go with calendar. What I'm going to do now is go for the Great Library. Though I might not get it, but if I do, then it'll be a bonus. And we've got barbarians there. And we've got 100 gold from that one. Now the gold is nice to have, but it's not something that you'll want to use too much of, because as a rule you want to save your gold for important things. You can use it for buying units, building structures, buying new tiles. So if you got another civilization nearby and say their borders was to here, you could purchase this tile before they could expand onto it, so your city at least doesn't lose out on one of its tiles. You know, just little things like that. Snatch up the resources that you want early on. Oh, it's a good job I did send them that way. Barbarian camp, not good. Maybe go this way, see what's over here. Workers, lovely. Not what I wanted, but still not satisfied with setting up another city around there yet. Don't think I can get that way now. There will be another civilization somewhere around here, there's no doubts in that, and I will get these to go that way and get these to go back that way, I guess. Another population boost, and I guess you can go up there. Where did they go? Three. Do I really need to be making the gold right now? Probably not. So there we go, golden age. So all of this has gone up a little bit, and we'll have a farm there. You can go over to there, and we can build a granary which will add +2 on food. It will cost us 1 gold per turn for maintenance, but each source of wheat, bananas and deer will give us that +1 food. So nice upgrade, but we've got no deer or bananas within our range, but we do have 1 wheat field, so that's always good. Unfortunately, you can't stack 2 cities, two non-military units on each other, but I guess I could build the city there. Next to the river gives me a little bit of a bonus. Okay, fine. We'll do that, and see how that goes. Not good when you've got these here, though. I think what we'll do is we'll have them go up there as well. We'll have these fortify on this here. So we've discovered a part of a map which basically has just opened it up a little bit more. Not what we needed, but we have to accept it. We'll bring them over there. What we will do is we'll bring these scouts down because they've got the archer ability, and we'll take out these. We will go with that, and if you hold shift you can select more, and we'll do that. I've moved the wrong ones. It's them ones I was meant to have moved. Never mind. Ah, of course. Move these over to here. And we'll found that city. And we'll get these to get ready to move over. And we'll have it doing a granary. Because this should almost be done. Yep. We'll get there over there. They can fortify. Advanced weapon, that's good. Get them to go into here, ready for when we discover calendar. And we'll get this going with the Great Library. And because we've left it, what we're going to actually do is switch some of these out to do hammers. Just so that we can advance a little faster. So we've knocked it from 12 to 9 turns. It's all it is basically being strategical about things. Yes, you can sleep. And the city will automatically expand its boundaries. So if we click on the city, it's saying this is the tile it'll go for next. Sometimes you can have a few of these with the pink markers around them, indicating that it's there's a percentage as to which one it'll go for. But as a rule, they always go for the any of the particular resources. So they'd go for the wheat or the salt, the cattle, anything that's going to give a bonus to the city, or a bigger bonus anyway. But we're going to be coming from above with the with those scouts. and I'm not sure why they keep what we'll do is we'll fire on them, kill a few of them. That's taken all of our turns on there, but it's weakened these a little bit. If they was in open territory, we'd have done a bit more damage to them, but because they're in a wooded area, they don't take as much damage. Oh, how about that? Just in time. There is a wonder that will give you a bonus towards working desert tiles. Really, you couldn't kill the last one? And as soon as we've researched roads, we'll be able to join our 2 cities up, and I think we bear fire on these. And we'll take the camp out, because the camp spawns them in. So we'll take this over the archers, and we got 33 gold for taking the camp. And we will eliminate the last of them. And you want to get rid of the barbarians, because they will become a nuisance, because the barbarian camps will continually spawn them in, and you definitely don't need that. We'll weaken them a bit more before we charge in with the warriors. And there we go, 1 barbarian camp down. I think it'd be better if I was over there, to be honest, and fire at this barbarian camp. And yes, you can get promoted like that. You for that. And we will take... Ooh. So we bumped into more archers. Not good. We won't be putting a farm here, because we want to get a mine on there ideally. These ones though can't. Why not? Mining technology is required. Oh, to remove the forest, of course. So all you're doing is just improving the tiles around your city to benefit your needs. I think we better get rid of this cloud as well. But we definitely need to get rid of these barbarians. And the good news is we've now unlocked the that policy. So let's hope we can kill them all this time. Good. And there's our free tech for building the library. So in this case I will go that one.
Well,
and now we're in the medieval era. And we will go with Stonehenge, get the faith going. Stonehenge is a decent one to go for, but the Great Library, Great Wall are definitely, and Hanging Gardens are definitely much more beneficial, I believe. Better take these ones down over here, and I would and you're still not going to be able to fire from there, huh? Unit needs a promotion. Get them down there as well. Barbarians camps will spawn in. They will suddenly appear and you'll have to deal with them again. That's why sometimes it's more beneficial to spread your cities out so that you cover more land. And we will go with mining this time, which will be done in one turn. There we go. And no doubt on the next turn another barbarian will spawn inside the camp. So what we'll do now is we'll get these out of the way, because we may as well. And we want this one because we want to be able to take advantage of forests. And then I think we'll go with compass. So it'll automatically start researching anything that is required for compass. Another 33 gold and another hut gun. And basically that's all the early game is just scouting. Oh, the pyramids have been made. That ain't good. So clearly this barbarian camp up here needs to be taken out. I think we'll get a library in here. I think we will see if we can weaken them a bit more before we charge in. So apparently we're doing really bad on military. And if we look, we are 8th. Okay. But I'm not one that will literally go and build a massive army. Not straight away. I'll build it or start building it a bit later on. But right now I haven't come across anything that warrants me having to be too concerned about that. I'll go with the Great Lighthouse because I've got 2 fishing spots. They will improve the... No, the Great Lighthouse, sorry, gives me... I think it gives me a movement bonus. Does it give me a movement bonus? Yeah, 1 naval bonus. It's the lighthouse that gives me fishing bonus, but by building this, I believe you already get something built. Yeah, you get a free lighthouse built in your city. Which is good. Why would you want 2 lighthouses after all? And now that I've researched, of course, barbarians have managed to... So these can heal there, because so these can start damaging my lands by pillaging the tiles that I've worked on. And I'll go with barrage 2. See what the barbarians are going to do. It's a good job I came down this way, because there's clearly quite a few barbarians being spawned down here. And my bet is that they're going to run across to here, so I'm going to pull these into the city. Because the one thing that these try to do is steal your workers and your settlers, because they can't kill them, they capture them, and then they run them back off to their camp. And I'll have them heal over there. He can sleep there. And now I'll go with Liberty. And now I can found a Pantheon. Pantheons you try to base on what you've got around you. Like I've got ivory, I've got some iron. Actually I've got 2 lots of iron, but I won't be able to reach that one from here or from this one. Which is a bummer, because it's +6. If this city was one closer, huh? But then I wouldn't have been able to reach the castle. Iron is one of those hidden resources you don't see until you've researched the tech. So we have one for the desert tiles, so we could look for that one. Faith from desert tiles +1. And we could be greedy and set up a city somewhere around here just so we could get that iron. But I'm not going to. My next city will be founded around there somewhere. And another city will probably be around here somewhere. And maybe another one over here. I don't see the point in any others anywhere else. So instead of going with the desert one, we're going to go, because we're more focused on science, we're going to go with this one. I don't think people theoretically go for it, but I'm going to, because religion, I can't get a religious win anyway. Religious wins are turned off, so religion doesn't really matter too much for me. I guess we can get ready to incorporate that, and one more turn, and hopefully we won't be able to kill them. Okay. Them gain a defensive bonus for being on the hill, so that's not good. But we're weakening them. The good thing is, so far we haven't lost a unit, and that's key. And I want you guys to build this, which will give it +1 gold, because it's a... Really? Why couldn't you go that way? Oh, because of that. Okay. Well, you guys can... and of course they have a galley over there. Unbelievable. And they're charging. Not good. These guys can go back to healing. What we'll do is we'll give ourselves a defensive bonus again and start healing, I think. Worked by this city. Well, that'd be a waste because I would only have this, and as we know, that doesn't count. So that one would actually be a waste building here. So, because it requires marble or stone, and we have neither. So we may as well go with this one. Or should we go with this? Actually, we'll go with that one. As you can see, I'm not too fussed about these walking around the outer perimeters. Seriously not fussed. This tile will produce 1 food, 1 hammer. If we build this, it'll give it +1 more hammer. So it'll be 1 food and 2 hammers, which I'm going to do because I want a bit more production for the city. We'll fortify them there, and I think for here we will go with a composite bowman. We may as well give a bit more defense to this city, and we theoretically should have one here as well. And I think we'll move these that way and then fire, or maybe not. You don't want to fire? Okay, then you may as well heal. Units heal a lot faster within your own territories, but why aren't these firing there? See, because they're having to fire over hell. I guess so. Okay. And of course I can't do anything about that just yet. I think I'll build the road from here, going up and then across, because the other city's going to be somewhere around here. I might be able to branch off from that road, which would be much easier. And I said I'd do an archer in here. As you can, well, apparently we found the Babylonians, or they found us. There they are. Isn't it? No, that's a barbarian. Where the hell are they then? Ah, there. Okay. Well. And there they are. Good. And we'll build a road there. We'll have these capture this. And then we'll have these come up and protect them. And they can also... I don't want you going through the frigging water. The AI can sometimes do some weird stuff. And now I could build a mine if it's saying, but I don't want to do that. What I will do is build another lumberyard there. I don't think the barbarians will attack now. They've took too many losses. As you can see, these might try and do the dash in, but they haven't. The statue of Zeus was built in a faraway land. Okay. Our golden age begins. And production, because our composite bowman is built. We'll get a workboat. It's going to be a pain in the ass for the other workboat because it's got to go all the way around this way to get to here, but and we could always build a city right here. We'd incorporate all of this and we'd be able to reach there. And we'd have another city on the coast. Does that count as being on the coast though? Because theoretically that tile is. So in theory, in reality we'd have to be on this one. Not sure. At least that's them gone. In fact, I'm going to move them to there so that they are protected until the scouts come up, because I think these need to go. Oh, you can't shoot over a hill, can you? That's why. And may as well, I guess. And the reason we're going for Liberty is because we'll get that free settler, which means that we can go and found a city up here, or we could put that other city down here. I'm not sure if that will count it as being on the coast. I guess we'll find out. If it doesn't, then we haven't lost anything. It's such a bummer. But I will be calling the video very soon because, well, I've got a few things I need to do, like sleeping being one. Let's hope we can get rid of this camp up here soon. And now we work in this tile with the fisherman boat. We should increase the produce there. And I think we'll go with this National College, because then it'll improve our science production, which is 36. And I think there's a way of seeing how people are doing on that. I think. That's just telling me where they gain their points from. Culture, your social policies. No, it just tells me what their gold is. It's Civilization 6 that shows the science, I think. Never mind, it's fine. And get rid of them. I think we'll have these heal though, while they can. And one of them decides to come down here. So we must have a barbarian camp somewhere over there, or is that other barbarian that ran away? What we'll do is we'll have them run off back down there, and we'll have you continue the road there, and we'll have these scouts come up and protect them. And we'll have them go to there. And we will be able to work the salt mines as well soon once we build them, which will be good. So that barbarian isn't a threat anymore. Neither is that one apparently. And these we can upgrade to composite bowmen, which is interesting. I think we will move these out, get ready to take them out soon. And I guess these ones can carry on scouting over this way. What do I want to build? And I could go with this, but I think we'll go with a barrack. I think we may as well put the mine there, put a mine here. Take advantage of all the tiles that are ready to be worked on this city, so that we, this city can not happen in, this city can at least, okay, so that's being built in another city, that's good to know. Should I... Happiness is good. Because this is just a mess around, effectively, I've got the AI set ridiculously easy. I just... Do I want to do that? No. May as well, forget it. There we go, compass is researched. So we may as well get these ones out of the way as well, and them, because they're only 2 turns now, and go with all this, and then get astronomy. This isn't the path I normally take, and this isn't what I normally do either, but because I want gunpowder, I may as well research these as well. In fact, no, that's a bad idea, isn't it? I may as well just go straight for astronomy and get it out of the way, because it's got to research these anyway. And the reason I want astronomy is for the observatory. And then I want navigation because I want my ship of the line. And then I'll go for gunpowder afterwards. But because I'm playing as the English, I may as well take advantage of having ship of the lines early on, or as early as I can get to them, because then I can dominate the seas for a little while, or try to anyway. Although the AI aren't that big on seafaring, so I don't think we'll have anything to worry about there. But I will end this here, and before I do, by no means am I an expert. You know, if you've learned something from all of this, then cool. If you haven't, and you think I've done things wrong, then you know, feel free to post in the comments what I could have done to be better. I mean, after all, it's only on easy. It's on Chieftain, Settler, something like that. Because I was just messing around. I wasn't going to take this game serious at all. I don't know if I'll be continuing this series. I just wanted to get a basic parameters for those of the Monkey Show who, you know, because this is such a tough learning curve for a game. You know, it's not something that you can just pick up and learn. It's straight away. It takes time and patience and a lot of mishaps along the way. But hopefully this will help them in some ways. Maybe it'll encourage a certain person to